Because sometimes you're talking with people and you're going, I feel like I'm supposed to do something more than that. I don't think that's where I'm supposed to stay. I think there's more for her. So do you tell everybody what's in place?
Sure. One of the things that came out of the boot camp is that I realized I needed to get back into teaching. I mean, technology is great, and I've been doing it for 30 years, and I'm quite good at it because I'm, analytical and process-oriented and so forth. But talking and teaching technology and the constant change is exhausting. And plus, Bill and I are in business together. We live together, we play together, we travel together, we're class together. So I needed a little something separate. Well, about 3 years ago, a little more than 3 years ago, we were searching for another product line. And I happened to go out to Arizona, and I met Michael Gerber. Now, I don't know, does anybody recognize that name? He's produced, probably a dozen books on business. E-Myth is probably his most popular book. And he impressed us so much that we signed up for what we called a dreaming room. And what a dreaming room is, it's like a business incubator. So instead of taking your broken business and fixing it, you decide to create it all over again from the beginning. Go back to what was the real reason, the real passion, the real dream, the connection that you wanted to make with people in the beginning. So what we found, though, is that we were technicians because, we do the craft, but we really weren't taking that and making an impact necessarily. I mean, it was a personal goal, but what we learned is there's something even bigger called an impersonal dream. And the impersonal dream is the effect that you want to leave on someone else. It's not about the car and the house and the boat and the travel and all that tangible personal stuff. It's about leaving a legacy and touching other people. And so Michael started a program, and we went to the dreaming room. I went back for a dreaming room. We went for the anniversary of the dreaming room and the E-Myth, the 25th anniversary, and he launched a facilitator program for the dreaming room. I was in automatically. Bill wasn't. So, and I apologize, honey, but I'm going to go ahead and tell this part. My girlfriend had invited me to Las Vegas to go to a joint venture convention. I booked a plane ticket from Las Vegas to San Diego to go out and spend 3 days with Michael without telling my husband until we were in the car on the way to the airport. And he says, oh, by the way, when are you coming back? And I said, well, probably 7 days. He looked at me like, oh, you bitch. And we didn't talk to each other for like days. But anyway, I had to follow the path because it told me that this is what I really needed to do, and I needed to get back into teaching and so forth. So I'm a serial entrepreneur looking to help other business owners get back to the entrepreneurial spirit, that spark that gave them that original idea in the first place, and then build a successful business around it. So he's the guy who says the system is the solution. And since I'm very process-oriented, it just seemed to be a perfect match. And now Bill's on board with me, and he thinks it's the greatest thing we can do. So, I do. On Monday, August 1st, I am doing a 3-hour introduction to the dreaming room. It's to be a little bit about E-Myth for people who are not familiar with it, but then also going through the stages of the entrepreneur. From the dreamer, getting in touch back with your original passion, talking about the personal dream, but then the impersonal dream, and those terms will be defined as we go. The thinker, which is the planner part, the architect. The storyteller, which I'm still working on, and that's why I'm here today. I wouldn't miss it today to go through the review of the process. The storyteller, and then actually taking and putting your business into action, which is the leader part. So you take those 4 personalities that you have within you, and develop each of those until you have the roadmap for a real successful business. And some of the exercises that we were going through, Bill and I spent a year in a mentor program with Michael, and I speak to him directly on the phone a lot of times. this. We didn't do this in the mentor program. We didn't do this. So the content is one thing, but the context is what I'm really, really working on. Is getting back that passion, that fire, and then sparking it in each person that's in the audience. We're gonna get back to theirs.
Really, really cool. That's awesome. And it's great because often you see people, they have a vision, and then something, things aren't going right, and then they just feel like they lost their vision, and you do need help to really tap into those things.
And you can, as a business owner, I've been self-employed for 30 years. So the frustrations, the financial, the time management, the work balance, who do you trust, who do you find as mentors, and so forth, and then what do you do with it once you get there? And you don't have to do everything. So delegation is a big part of it as well. But you have to first figure it out.
You help with the process, the business process itself?
Yes. And then with the technology end that we do on the back side, not only do we lead you to the water, but we also then help you put those processes into play. And so I saw it as this big dream and this big vision, and I couldn't relate it to Bill until I just had to get on the plane and go. And then once I was able to then articulate it, he's bought it.
It was kind of the same experience when I told Tony that I wanted to leave my job and I wanted to be a professional speaker. Imagine the look that I got. I'm married to a technical person who is a job type person. He likes that. Yep. So been there, done that. He's my biggest fan, and he would be here today. He was coming by at lunch. He had a little procedure done on his for his osteoarthritis in his hip, so can't do as much as he'd like to be here. But yeah, so it's like getting that support too. It's really cool. So thank you, Bill, for supporting her amazing vision. And when you were at the boot camp, on the last day we all have lunch together, or sitting next to her, and we don't have lunch together, but on the last day it's my treat. And we're sitting next to you, and you're going, I feel like I'm not listening. I feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
The calling was there, and I got it. Yes.
A person who loves systems. Do you? A person who loves systems. How important is having systems when it comes to public speaking?
Oh, immensely. The template that you'll get in the boot camp, and I recommend everyone who wants to do, who's serious about taking public speaking or any type of conversation to the next level, the template is the solution. Because all you do is you drop the pieces in. So even though today's just the one day, I've written copious notes about, yes, okay, out of the head, into the heart, talk from the gut, those kinds of different things, the process, you gotta have the template. And then also, if you have problems, you work the first 2 days on the elements, and then the third day you do a presentation that's videotaped, and Amanda Rose critiques you.
Dory.
And then the fourth day, you do another video with no critique in the middle of it, but at the end, everybody in the audience plus Amanda Rose gives you a critique. So you get a lot of good feedback, and you work your butt off, but
Well worth it.
the cathartic feeling that you have and the emotional highs and lows and everything that you go through and the group cohesiveness is just something that you can't learn from a book or even on a telephone. It's an in-person type of thing. You gotta be there.
And you've been a teacher for a long time.
Oh, I've been in front of the classroom for 20, 30 years. So, but I lost it when when our technology business went in the tank, and then so forth. I used to teach at FAU and technology, Florida Atlantic University, and then that kind of went away, and started just doing the technical work, and then realized that I really need to get back in the classroom. That's where
really share what she's really passionate about. You feel her passion?
Right.
Cool. Would you like one too?
Yes,
Can I
ma'am.
ask you a question? Or remind you to tell us your website and
Oh, yes.
give us a flyer or something?
Sure, it's called Shattering the Glass. That's the name of my company. It came out of the Dreaming Room originally, back in May of 2008. And it's about breaking through your limiting beliefs. And for women, shattering that glass ceiling, so it has a little dual kind of connotation to it. And it's Monday, August 1st. It's in Tamarack, basically university and commercial. I'm charging $37 to go there, so it's just, you know, a nominal fee, but just so you have some buy-in. And I'm going to condense a 12-week, 36-hour program into a 3-hour introduction. So it's from 6 to 9. It's at,
Cool. Okay, so
and
because
I'll
of
tell you.
time, we could keep moving,
Sure.
so please see Kathy about.
Yes, if you're interested, let me know.
Yep, all right, everybody?
All right.